We will start in a bit. Let me double check the quality and stuff. Let's see. Okay, I'm about to start. Okay, cool. So I think stream is a little bit lagging or something. I'm not sure if it's a stream or just how I see it here. Let me double check. And then we will start. Yeah, better to check this on the phone. Let's see. Okay, cool. So yeah, hi everyone. So what we'll be building today is basically a view app with just basic posts, stuff like that. So let's start actually from creating new code sandbox with view app inside, and we will start to create. First, we will start create mock UI, and then we will bring our GraphQL inside. So yeah, let's create new sandbox. We'll start with view CLI, and yeah, so just basic view app. So what I will have here, yeah, that's fine. Mount up, render. Okay, so I have a bunch of components. I have hello world component, and I have it here. Okay, I won't need hello world, but I need a little bit styling. So we'll start with adding bunch of CSS to our public HTML here. So there is like a library called Milligram, and it's like really minimal CSS framework-ish. So I will just add it here, and yeah, we'll have a little bit like UI will be a little bit different. So we will start creating our components and lay out our app. So let's start with app view. We will keep image. We will have some kind of post list here, which will obviously fail right now because we don't have this component. So I will add it here, post list, and yeah, I will close it because this will obviously fail. Post list, and let's call it post lists. Let's rename that one to post list view, and I don't need all of this. I basically need just a div with a bunch of posts. So let's remove all those. So just an empty template, post lists, and yeah, we won't have any props, just as simple as that. So now, if we haven't forgotten anything, that should work. We're just presenting regular post list string in the markup, and then we'll start adding post item. Meanwhile, I will create post item, and I will add post. This will be a form. So yeah, so my post list here will be just as simple as that. In my script, I will basically have data will return posts, return posts, and yeah, that's about it. We'll have some kind of loading indicator, but we won't create it right now. So we'll have just empty posts. Actually, yeah, meanwhile it will be empty. I will add a bunch of other things. Actually, I will add ID now or something. And here inside, so inside my div here, I will create basically a post item. Actually, let's do it a div for now, and we will iterate on post in posts, and our key will be post ID, and our value, well, that's basically it, and we'll have like post ID here. So okay, so we have this ID. This is like unique ID that we'll have. So this is for the start. Now I will have add post, so obviously I will need template, div, script tag with name will be add post, and it will have I'm thinking if I should add data right. I will add data later on. So right now it's just with the name add post, and yeah, let me see if I haven't forgotten anything. Yeah, this is fine. This post list. Okay. So that's about it. So for my add post, I will start adding, basically instead of div, it will be a form. And this form will have, so I have a bunch of markup created here. So it will have field set, and inside I will have input, type text, placeholder subject, and we'll have a model. We'll call it subject, and then that's basically it. So that's the model here. I will have the content, obviously. So I have another input with the content and content here. Now, no, instead of input, actually, I will put a text area. It will be a text area here with I don't need type, I need value. No, actually, yeah, let's just leave it as is. And and let's add it here, add post, and let's import it. Let's see. Okay, I have subject, I have content, that's nice. In addition to that, I will need some additional input that will be submit. And this one actually will have a class name for to give it some. Actually, it's a default class name, so I won't add it. So type will be submit. I don't need placeholder. Value will be send, and I won't have vModel here. I'll have some kind of disabled prop. Well, I will add it later on. So yeah, so this is what's wrong here. I think I still need class name. Button primary. How about now? Probably have some weird errors somewhere. Wait, what's wrong here? Input. Okay, it's in field set. It's not supposed to be here. Okay, now it's good. So I have basically subject, content, and send button, and a list of posts over here. Actually, let me rearrange it a little bit. So I will put add post first and post list later on. So my post list will have post item that I haven't created yet. So I will create it. I will put post ID like that. Meanwhile, so script name post item, and it will have props. It will be post. Now what I want to do, I want to go to my post list, and we'll add, wait, something is wrong here. Yeah, I will just need to add components, right? So where was I? Okay. Components, it will be post item. My post item, I need to import it from post item. And now here, instead of this one, it will be post item here. Actually, it will be self-closing, and I will have the post as equal post. So right now, okay. Wait, why do I have this div here? I still need it to be here. So this is post. This is fine. Post item. Have name of post item and props post. And for some reason it's not passed there. Post item. Okay. Let's actually add key here. Post ID, and then here we'll have, like, let's say h3 with the post ID. Oops. Well, we still don't see Something's odd. Okay, so I have a for key post as post. Yeah, it's supposed to. And the props are post. That's fine. Making some stupid mistake somewhere. Post list v4 post and post key post ID post equal post. Doesn't matter if I do it that way. Just for arrangement. Post item. Okay, maybe this one is imported incorrectly or something. So, well, let's reload. Post list. I have here post list. This one. This will go there. Huh. Just checking something. Okay, yeah, obviously I won't have it here, but something is odd happening here. Let's close it and open, because this is supposed to go as a prop to post item. So yeah, let's see what's going on here. Okay, that was weird because it wasn't displayed before. Okay, post item, name data is fine, return post ID. It looks like my post item for some reason is not brought over there. Post item post template div key with post ID. Let's check the console. Okay. Okay, subject is not defined. Oh, okay, got it. So it's failing here, and then it just not continues. So subject is not defined, obviously, because we need data here. So let's return subject is empty, content as empty. About now. Still have problems. Let's see. It's double B. And just a second. Why is double B? Okay, component name 0. So what's with this one? Post list. Components expected an object. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I knew it was a weird mistake. Let's reload it. Okay, meanwhile, we'll start adding things to the post item. Okay, fine. Now it's okay. But it will be post subject here. So we will need post subject. We will need obviously. Let me just close that and close that because we don't have them yet. So we have post content, and we will have span with some kind of timestamp, I think, because you want to know like when the post was created. Then we'll have just a div here with what's going on here with the okay, this one to complete was really wrong. So we'll have label, let's call it author, and let's say we'll have an author which will consist of like post user first name and post user last name. Post user last name. So something that will do. So to add those, we need to go to our post list. Let's add subject test data, and we'll have content, mock content, and we'll have timestamp, something, some kind of number, something like that. And we'll have user, which will be an object. We'll get first name John, last name Smith. So something like that will give us the UI that we want. It takes time to transpile everything. So far it was just like simple view up. I had a bunch of weird errors because of my stupid mistake, but yeah, so right now that's basically what we want to achieve, but we want to get that with like proper GraphQL backend and stuff. So in addition to that, I want to be enable yeah, it was me. Like you mean the bootcamp, right? Yeah, the bootcamp is something I did like last week. So okay, Now we need to add some kind of select with a bunch of users inside our form. So let's go to add post and let's add a select with a bunch of options inside. And no, actually, you know what? I will add it later on because it will be easier to do it with the GraphQL later on. Okay, so I have this, and now what we need to do, we need, like when you click on send, we need to basically call a method. So let's create this method here, and it will be just like submit method, get an event, and obviously I want to prevent default. And now what? Okay, yeah. All these weird errors happens with live coding. Okay, so prevent default, that's fine. Now I just want to, let's say, alert my subject. Sorry, it will be this data subject. So now I need to reload that. Still not working? Yeah, sure, because I need submit here. Now it's supposed to work. Whenever it will reload, it's supposed to work. So yeah, no, still problems. Submit, let's reload that. Sometimes for some reason Code Sandbox give me these weird things. It's like sometimes it's getting me different like sandboxes from like other like from my dashboard whenever I have an error or something, and it's like super weird, but I think we'll manage. Yeah, it's like submit, prevent default, and yeah, what's wrong now? Okay, something wrong here again. It's not defined on the instance. It is actually. It is defined on plural error type of errors. And again, I have something is happening here. No, come on. Okay, working, finally. I need to reload like 7 times until it gets that. Okay, fine. So what we want to do now, we want to basically remove all this mock data and connect this to the actual GraphQL API. So we'll start with Asura with just simple, we click here on get started on Heroku. We start with deploying to Heroku and creating our examples, like our API for this specific sandbox. So let's call it view blog stream demo. Okay, let's start with it. Basically, if we look here, we need posts and we need users, right? So I won't like have like comments for now, and just like basic like users, posts, stuff like that. So our app is already created. I go to console. Now I can start creating things. So let's create our post table. ID, unique ID will generate random unique ID. We'll have what was that, subject of type text. We'll have content of type text, and we will have user ID of type user ID. Primary key will be ID, and when I create that, so I'll create this one, I'll create another table, call it users. We'll have ID, unique ID will be auto-generated. I will have first name and last name, and about it right now. Just a simple one. So right now I need to go to my post and add a foreign key to my users table, so I will be able to get this sort of nested data. And now if I go to relationships, it suggested object relationships for me, so I start with user, I get it here, go to users, go to relationships, and just in case I'll have posts. So the cool thing about Hasura is it creates for you all this GraphQL API whenever you add data in your Postgres database. So this is like the Hasura console. I have a bunch of features. I talked on different streams about like what it has. So this stream is more like focused on view side, how we consume this. So yeah, here graphical, I have, let me just query my posts, and I need subject, I need content, I need user, and my user will get first name and last name. I also have an ID, and obviously nothing happens right now, but that's what I'm about to query from my view app. Additional thing, let's call it get posts. So additional thing that I want to add, I want to basically create this form. So I already created this form, but I want to insert my post data inside inside database. But if you look at posts table here, user ID is not nullable, meaning it has I have to pass it, right? So I have no way to know what user ID is in my app, so I will add kind of select box where I will be able to select which user will post this this blog post. So I need another query. I will call it get users, and I will get basically users. I will get an ID, and I will get first name, and I'll get last name. This one just for presenting this in UI, and the ID will be the actual value that I will need to pass further. So what I will call from my form, I will call mutation, and we'll call it insert, let's call it add post, and it will get a variable subject as a string, and content as a string. Oops, sorry, mistake here. Content as a string, and what will be timestamp will be default. Actually, I need to bring it here. Subject, content, and user ID will be UID, now I need to call insert post. I need to pass objects. It will have an array of subject. I will pass subject here. Content variable here. User ID and user ID variable here. It will return something. I will just return ID. So right now, if we want to try to play around with that, so my add posts will get subject test post, content mock data. No, actually, not a mock data anymore. And what else? User ID. User ID. So that's where the problem right now. So I don't have user ID, so I cannot possibly run this mutation, right? So so it was kind of misleading. So what I will do to run it from, I can run it from the UI. So that's what I will do. I will run it from UI, but here from console, just for like testing purposes and such, I will just remove all of these, and my subject will be test blog post. Content will be content, and instead of user ID, I will basically add new user that will have data. First name will be, well, actually, let's put it as John Smith again. And last name will be Smith. Let's run that. Okay, we have this ID. So right now, what we will do, we will have this mutation and add a bunch of, no, I need to type that again. Okay. So I can put it like that. And let's put this inside. User ID. Okay, now it will work. Let's run this add post. Okay, foreign key violation for some reason. Okay, so I'm trying to insert user ID. Yeah, sure, because I'm trying to insert user ID with and the ID I grabbed is actually ID of the post, because in returning over here I had the ID of post. So instead, let's put the user ID and run it again, and cool, that's fine. We have 2 blog posts. So basically it's like 5 minutes we created our API, right? Really simple one, but it took 5 minutes or something. And right now we need to consume this API in view app and start to showing the real data. So let's switch back to the code sandbox, and we need to add lots of dependencies. So we'll start with Apollo client, Apollo client. Then we need Apollo link. Then we need Apollo cache in memory. This one. Then we will need Apollo link HTTP. In addition to that, we need GraphQL for basically our queries, and we need GraphQL tag. It's much easier locally, like installing with one command. So at some point we will also want subscriptions, but let's do it later actually. So cache and memory, client, link, link HTTP, GraphQL, GraphQL tag. View Apollo, yeah. View Apollo. Cool. So let's go now to our main.js, basically. And let's start configuring our Apollo. So what we will do, we will import Apollo client from Apollo client. We import HTTP link from Apollo link HTTP. We import in-memory cache from Apollo cache and memory, and then we so I have view, I have up here. We need to import view Apollo from view Apollo. So this is for start. Now, oops, sorry, my Siri on my phone for some reason reacted. That's weird. Okay, so we have a production tip. Now we need to create our HTTP link, and it will be new HTTP link, and we'll pass URI here with our endpoint. So if we go back to Explorer, get this URI here, put it inside. Cool, so we have it working. Now what we need to do, we need to basically create our client, Apollo client. So Apollo client, new Apollo client, link, we'll have cache. My cache will be in-memory cache, and I will connect to DevTools. That's true. My link will be HTTP link. So that's about it. Now what I need to do is to use view Apollo, and now I need to set my provider. So it will be Apollo provider, will be new view Apollo. Inside I will have default client, it will be Apollo client, and like I don't have to do that, but I will do that for the loading indicator. So I will add default options, and I will add loading key, and I will leave it as loading. You will see it will be much easier to reference that in UI, because if I don't do that, I need to reference it through Apollo, through this $Apollo. So it's not ideal. So right now I don't like this mounting, so I will just add element up, and I will add my Apollo provider. So something like that. Let's see. Supposed to work. Like the whole setup. It's not on. Like I haven't added it to the whole app yet. So let's wait until it's transpiled. Yeah, code sandbox is a really cool thing to share, but I mean all this loading. I probably should have done this in VS Code and then just copied it here. But yeah, anyway, let's just create that and then hope it will work. Or we'll debug it later on. So here in my post list, I will need to import GQL from GraphQL tag. And now I will create my query. I will call it get posts, and it will be GQL, and inside I will basically paste my query. So this one, why don't I have timestamp? Okay, that's well. Wait, I added it to user? No. Well, maybe I haven't saved. Okay, timestamp, and my default value will be now. Yeah, add column. Fine, this will be the query. Let's see that it's running, and I need to delete those. Okay, fine, it works. Yeah, hi. So now it works. What we will do here, we will basically paste our query, the same one that we ran in the console. And right now, what we want to get this data from Apollo. So what we will do, it's actually really simple. We will completely remove that, and let's open that and see if it works. And what we need to add is add Apollo here, and say posts will get a query get posts. That's about it. And then it's supposed to query, and the result will return into UI. Let's see what's going on in the console. I think it just takes time to compile everything because it's like we added a bunch of dependencies, and yeah. Come on, show me posts. Oh, it takes ages. Meanwhile, while it loads, let's prepare for subscriptions. Later on, we'll have subscription, get post sub, and we will have posts, and basically we'll have the same. Let's see, it's working. Yeah, looks like it's working. Okay, and this one is also working. I get all the data from my GraphQL API, auto-generated for me from Hasura, like by Hasura. So right now, what I want to do is basically add the functionality here. So I want to add sort of like select box with the get users field. So for that, I need to go to my posts, and let's create this query. Let's start importing GQL. And yeah, it will have lots of errors when I'm typing, so I'm just closing it. So we will import that from GraphQL tag, and then I will have get users JQL, and here we'll have query. Let's copy that, the one we ran here, get user, so I have only one, John Smith. Cool, so this will be my query. So now, before I do that, actually, let me add additional thing. So I showed you here in main.js, I have this loading key, right? Background noise. No, I haven't applied noise suppression. I messed with settings a while ago. I think something with the mic, maybe. Let me check. Is it like really a lot of background noise, or it's a little bit? Maybe I will just move it here. Yeah, probably laptop overheating. Okay, I will. Yeah, I will definitely revisit it for my next streams, but not. Yeah, not now, definitely, because I need to also like I finished the stream, and then like in like 4 hours after the stream, I even less, like 3 hours after the stream, I head to airport because I'm flying today to speak at AgentConf about AR and GraphQL, and then in NDC Porto in Portugal. So yeah, so I don't have time for like audio suppression right now, but I will definitely look into it. Thanks a lot. So I have this loading key here, right? So I can use it from post lists. I can actually add sort of like loading indicator. It will be just a simple one. It will be something like if loading I will just display something like that. So obviously I need to create that on my data. So I create it on my data and put it as 0. So what's the idea here with the loading key? Whenever my query is executed, if I even have like lots of queries, this loading will be incremented by 1. So basically gives me amount of queries that are already running. So here it means that it will show me loading until there are no queries running, which is basically what I need. So here with add posts, I wanted to add a select. So somewhere here, so it will be select. And before that, I will actually need to create another one. Data variable here, I'll call it current user. It will be empty right now. And here I will have a select. So my select, I need to basically before select, I want to add this loading thing. So let me just copy paste it from here. I know it's not ideal, but like don't have much time before my flight. So yeah, so loading users. And now let's add select. So select will be the else, and the model will be current user. So what I want to add here, I will add option disabled and I will put something like select user. And here I will add option v4 for yeah, and also we need to we will add this query later, but the thing is, so I need to add also users, right? So I need to have some kind of users, but it will be, so it will be if v4 on user in users, and my option here will have the same as we had here, had it in the post list. We had a key of user ID, and then we had a value of yeah, well, I think we'll have also, yeah, we'll have also user ID, and inside I will put the actual username. So it will be first name and last name. So first name, it's user first name. Actually, user first name, user last name. Cool. So far so good. And now what we need to add Apollo, right? So we add Apollo. Let's say our users will be a query that will get users. That's about it. We'll add methods, and let's see if it runs and shows me select thing. Well, that's current user here. And another thing I want to add to my input field here is to make it disabled whenever my current user equals like nothing. Quick and dirty, but will do. Okay, so something like that is supposed to work. I will continue typing because I don't have patience to wait for this loading thing. So I want to add, now I want to create mutation to basically insert this post, right? So my add post will be GQL, and I will take this I will take this one, this mutation, put it inside. Okay, let's check it, by the way. Okay, this one is working. That's fine, and I see all my users. So now I need to add mutation. So I add post with like string, content, user ID, all these kind of stuff. So now I need to tell Apollo to submit things, right? So let's save it. And now let's go to, we actually don't do this from here, because here this one is for mutations, but we for queries, but we do it from methods inside the submit. So instead of having alert, we can basically from any point in application we can access our $Apollo, and we'll call mutate on $Apollo. So we'll pass mutation. Now mutation will be add post, and we'll have variables. My variables will be subject, content, and user ID that I will bring from data. So subject, content, current user ID as user ID. So like this, and this is good. This will work. Test, John Smith, test. Nothing happened, right? And that's weird. But if I reload that, I will see this test. No, actually, yeah, I will see this test here. You know what? Let's query a little bit differently because I want to see latest first. So let's go here, and we'll have, sorry, not here. We'll have here order by, and we need to pass timestamp, and it will be descending. So let's go to our post list, get posts, add our query here, put it inside, get it working. It's descending or ascending. Yeah, it's ascending. Let's reload that. And again, we need to wait. But here it's supposed, so you already seen that this mutation is working, right? So there is a problem when my mutation is executed, but my queries are not refetched, so I need to refetch queries. So I call refetch queries, and I pass my get posts. So right now, if I try to add test2, John Smith, hey, I see it's constantly it's updated. So it's not subscription yet. It's just refetching queries, but it's working. So the final part for today, what I want to do is I want to add subscriptions. So I want to add them on this query on post list, and maybe I will add them here. No, I will add on post list, I think. So what I want to do is basically install a bunch of dependencies. So let's start. So first of all, I need to add Apollo link WebSocket. I need to add Apollo link WebSocket. I need to add subscription. It's kind of stuck. Subscriptions, transport WebSockets. It's like the transport layer. And I want to add Apollo utilities. Okay, so far it's working. So what we need to do, we need to go to our main.js and restructure things a little bit. So instead of having only HTTP link, we will now have also a WebSocket link. So we need to import a bunch of stuff. We need to, so this is subs. And we will have WebSocket link from Apollo link WebSockets. Just a second. I think I know why the fan is so loud, because no, I thought it's because Xcode is running, but no, not because of that. So WebSocket link, I need to import get main definition from Apollo utilities, and I need to bring split from Apollo link. So basically what we're trying to do here with like Apollo client, we will try to check what operation is performing, and then basically reroute our operation, like query a subscription mutation to the appropriate link. So we'll create WebSocket link, and it will be new WebSocket link, and we'll pass a URI of, it won't be HTTPS, it will all be WSS because it's WebSockets, and we'll have a bunch of options. We can actually pass a bunch of options, but we will just pass reconnect as true. And this is our WebSocket link. Now I need to create this like rerouting thing. So I will create const link will be split, and my split will get a function, and it will get like one link and other link. So this function is a predicate, and based on this function it will get into this one or this link. So here inside I can destructure query, and now inside the function itself I can check what the query, the actual query is. So I can get what kind of query is and what operation from get main definition and passing query. So now I told you it's a predicate, so I will check if kind is operation definition and operation is subscription. Then go to WebSocket link. Now instead of HTTP link here, I will pass it that way. Let's see if we haven't broken anything. Yeah, so regarding all these videos that will be on the channel, so Twitch has a policy of deleting these videos after like 60 days, so I will upload everything on my YouTube channel, so everything will be available indefinitely on my channel. Which is, I will just paste it in chat, just a second. I need to find the channel URL. Yeah, so this is the YouTube channel, it will be there. Okay, so right now we have everything looks like it's working. We haven't broke anything, but right now what we need to do is to actually implement our subscriptions, right? So let's go to posts list, sorry, and we will need to define our subscription. We actually defined it already, but let's do like before. Yeah, so here we had the subscription of like the same data, right? So let's just take this, and what we can do right now is inside our column we won't do posts anymore. We'll remove that. We will do subscribe. Now actually before that, so there are like two options to doing that. So I will keep this as post. I will have a query, and then I will have so-called subscribe to more, and here I will pass actually I will pass a document, and my document will be JQL. Let's call it yeah, let's just put it here. it will be GraphQL tag, and inside I will have the subscription. So what's happening here is, let's say I had my new awesome blog post, John Smith. So I added it, it's here. So this is because of refetch queries. But if I go to my API Explorer, go to my data, posts, and my new awesome blog post, I will change this content, I will add one. This will be reflected here. So now the cool part of subscribe to more. I can subscribe only to subset of my fields of the query. So let's say I'm interested in my blog post, but I don't care to change the timestamp because it won't change. And I don't care to change the author and the title. So maybe an author can edit the blog post and change only content. So what I can do is basically an ID also won't change. So I can remove ID, I can remove subject, and I can just leave it like this. So what happens here, if I will add my content and save, I think I need to reload or something. Yeah, I think I need to reload after updates. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, so I had my awesome blog post, new content. New content of one. I think I still need the ID. Let's see. Something weird because it's supposed to. Huh. Okay. Let's run it here. Weird. Let's run it. Yeah, this one is fine. Let me just get back really quick and we'll see. Okay, so it's updated. If I remove content, leave it like that. For example, I go here, data, posts. It's not updated, but if I go to my awesome blog post, it is. So I'm not sure what happened there before because it's supposed to work, but yeah. So this is the one thing to do subscriptions, but you can say, okay, but I want to subscribe, but I still need to do this query. So basically it's kind of, I do my query twice or something like that. So there is additional way to do subscriptions. So instead of having it like that, I can just remove these posts and I can say I have subscribe and I'll have posts with query JQL tag. And inside I'll have my subscription. Yeah, let's just leave it as it is. So, but I don't see anything here, right? So what's the problem is? The problem is that in addition to that query, here I need to add return, I think result. Yeah, result. And I will get data from this result, and I can do anything with this data. So basically, to update the data, I need to pass it explicitly, to change my posts here. And it will be equal data posts. And I think I need to reload. I think, yeah, I think it's failing because it's trying to reference fields that don't exist. Let's see. Data posts. Or I might have stupid mistake, that also can happen. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we have everything working with subscription and all, and this is the URL of Code Sandbox, so you can totally play around with it. And yeah, so this is for today's stream, and I hope you learned something new. If you want to go more in depth about like Hasura console, I gave this talk, will be on YouTube. It's already there on YouTube channel, but there is like the one that covers like really in-depth parts. I haven't uploaded yet. I will upload it, I think, maybe today in airport or tomorrow. And so I cover their remote schemas and events. And yeah, but I hope like this stream got a sense of how you start creating Vue app from scratch and create API from scratch and stuff like that with Hasura. So thanks for watching, and yeah, have a good one. And if you happen to be at AgentConf or NDC Porta in next couple of weeks, find me there, and yeah, I will bring a bunch of Hasura swag, like cool stickers and stuff like that, so you can totally ask me like to give you those, and yeah. Cool, thanks, bye.